Hey Embers, welcome back to the channel and welcome to part 8 of my Astro Bot playthrough and the second week overall. So we are going straight into Tentacle System. And with that, I believe the only thing we have to do here at the moment is unlock the boss. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to smash the lock. We currently have 101 out of 304 bots. So we're about to go in, however, the guy with the puzzle just appeared, so let's go get him. Let's get that puzzle, and that just opened this timed thing up, so let's go ahead and do that. And that opens up Crumble Rumble 2, so let's go ahead and do that quickly before we do the big boss. So as always with these kind of levels, I'm going to show you my first couple of attempts and then I will show you my final attempt. I do not like these Crumble Rumble levels. This one didn't give me as much trouble as one coming up. We'll talk about that next episode, I think. Maybe the episode after. Apologies if you can hear any large background noise. That is my bunny rabbit eating cardboard. But what you have to do here is basically crumble the floor so that they fall through. So you've seen some deaths, let's get on to my final attempt. And this does take a little bit of time to get right, like I say, I am not great at this kind of stuff. So it does take a little bit of getting used to and a little bit of time. But with that, our first one is gone. And it's got very loud outside all of a sudden, so apologies if you can hear that. It's loud out there and it's loud out here. But that is the second one gone. And let's move on and grab this bot. And this bot is pro golfer, loves birdies, especially eagles and albatrosses. Now I don't know if that's a specific reference to a game, because I know there were many golfing games during the PlayStation 2's era. Sorry, during the PlayStation's era, as in the whole of the PlayStation, not just the PS2. My brain went to those shovelware PS2 golfing games, so I don't know if that's a specific reference for anything. But with that, let's dive straight into the big boss of this galaxy, I guess. There's two people talking right outside the window, which is just what you need when you're recording, isn't it? Wonderful stuff. And she's making a big noise. Everything's just going wrong, isn't it? I think they're really too loud. So with that, let's hit this. And I might have to move to a different location for 1 second. So I'm going to move. Apologies if the mic quality is different, but there's no way I can record with this amount of noise. Okay, so hopefully the mic quality isn't too different for you guys. But we are back here. So I do a little bit of exploring on this level, but as it's a boss level, you tend to get the bots after you've defeated the main boss. So there's not really a need to do a large portion of exploring here. Which is why these levels tend to be a little more linear. However, I do pop up here just to see, and it does open up some coins, so which we definitely do need because we're getting the gachas and the birds help when we need it, etc, etc. So we definitely do need as many coins as we can get. Again, I hope the sound quality isn't too drastically different here. So let's go ahead and move on to the boss of this level. And as always, I'm going to show you my first attempt and then the final attempt. I hope that that is okay for you guys. So here he comes. And actually, I was pleasantly surprised with this boss. It's not too difficult. This is Wacko Taco. I hope I've said that right. I was pleasantly surprised with this boss, not too difficult. Obviously, spoiler alert for what you're about to see, but it actually only took me 3 attempts to do this. which for me is a miracle. I'm sure there's some of you that did it first time, but for me, 3 attempts on a boss, miracle. But I thought this boss was very, very well done. And again, apologies. I am now currently in my kitchen, so you may hear my freezer, my fridge, all the normal kitchen-y sounds. I do apologise for that. There's a group of people outside talking very loudly, so I've had to move location, so I do apologise. So I nearly missed this while I was waiting for the next stage to happen. This is, of course, moving on to the next stage. And this is still my first attempt, so I don't think it's going too badly. So these, I did attempt to punch them back to him because I thought that was obvious, that's what you had to do. You don't, you just have to avoid them. This is the bit that caught me off guard. So it's clear that you're supposed to hit this, but I just couldn't get the timing right, so that is what lost me my first life. I just could not get the timing right on that. So this is, I think, a fairly easy boss, but a fairly lengthy one. And unfortunately, I just didn't jump too far there, but it's quite clear that he needs to be punching the tar. I just couldn't get the timing right again. So we're down to our final life, and I do lose it there. So I am going to cut to where I actually managed to complete this. So you've only actually missed one other attempt, so I hope that's okay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you enjoy this. I'm going to get back to you when we have moved on to the final stage of this boss. So we're now on to the final stage of this boss. And luckily I still have all of my lives left. So let's see what happens here. Again, I want to reiterate that this is a blind playthrough. And of course we do die there. But luckily I still have 2 lives. I would have been devastated if I'd had to do that boss again. So once again, I am going to leave you with the rest of this boss fight, and I will come back to you when we have defeated him. And with that, we've defeated him. Almost. So this game really does have a thing, and Astro's Playroom, really does have a thing of going for the eyes, doesn't it? But with that, off he's gone. Now I was a little worried because there are 2 bots in this level. So I was really scared that I'd missed one. But luckily, I haven't. So you'll see what happens here. A boat comes up that you're supposed to go and hit. I did have a little wander around just to see if there was anything else, but no, there is not. So you hit this boat, and a reference I do know is about to happen. God of War. So I haven't played any of the God of War games. I really want to, though. I really want to play God of War. So I do know this guy. I don't know his companion, but I do know, is it Kratos? Kronos? Something like that. I think it's Kratos. I would love to play the God of War games. I really would, especially as someone who loves history. So, unfortunately, I haven't played the game, but I do know the reference. Yay! So with that, let's head off, and we have completed the boss level. Wonderful news. And I love how they change when you defeat them, it's just so cool. This opens up the God of War themed level. So as we've seen in the previous episodes, every big boss you defeat in each galaxy opens up a specific level, this is called Bot of War, related to the final bots that were on the boss level. So this is an entirely God of War themed level. I think it's super cool. For someone that hasn't played the game, a lot of these references are unfortunately going to go over my head, but I still think that the level is super, super cool. I love snowy levels anyway. So I don't know if there's any point to actually knocking these lights out, but I do. And again, because this is a blind playthrough, I'm going to spend some time looking through. Hopefully not missing anything. So we have a snake enemy here. Again, if you have played God of War, then these references will obviously mean a lot more to you. This is a snake here that I thought you had to do something with. So I keep whacking this poor old snake, bless him. He's just minding his own business. You don't actually do anything with him. And I come and get him a few times because I was convinced there was something here. There isn't. So this poor snake is getting bothered by me for absolutely no reason whatsoever. So I do apologise, little snake. Anyway, again, I'm just looking around each and everything. We do have some hidden bits here. But nothing major, really, so... I do make sure nothing else opened up, but I think it's just them. Again, I go back to this poor little snake to bother it. Bless it. But no, there is nothing else here, so let's move straight on. So again, we do have a lot of enemies. I do keep knocking out the lights, like I say, but I don't know if you need to. So here is where we get our special ability for this level, which is super cool. It is his axe. And of course, I haven't played God of War, so I'm assuming that this is quite an integral part of the game. But the axe basically freezes things and it acts like a boomerang. So I'm assuming that is similar to how the axe works in the God of War franchise. You'll have to let me know. But with that, we have turned into our own little version of Kratos there. Again, I don't know who his companion is, I'm afraid. But the mechanic for the axe is very, very cool. And like I say, it must... And here I go bothering the snake again with the axe. There's nothing there. We can move on. Stop beating the snake up. What did I say? So the mechanics for the axe are really cool. And I'm assuming that they are directly from the game. But of course, I don't know. So a very, very cool level here. So I don't realise that you have to sort of boomerang the axe back to you. So I go and try and grab it, and I can't grab it. But it's a very simple mechanic. You basically use the right trigger to throw it, and the right trigger to have it boomeranged back. Boomeranged back. I don't think that's the right word, but you know what I mean. So very, very cool mechanic here. So again, I'm looking around, making sure I don't miss anything. There's so many different areas to go. I thought maybe I had to go up here for something, but it doesn't look like it. And I still don't have my axe because I've left it in a monster for some reason. So there's this area. Again, you'll probably understand this reference. Oh no, I just hit a wolf. And I've got the axe now. I didn't know if I needed to do anything here. But we have like a mural there. And a bot, so let's grab this bot. This is our first bot of the level. And this is Ironwood Jotun. Paints a I don't know what that word said. Paints a something picture. Again, if you've played God of War, these references are probably less lost on you than they are on me. So let's keep going. Again, there's a lot of ground to cover with this level. So many little hidden areas. So I was trying to get up there, turns out I just needed to break it. And luckily, I didn't actually die from that, so that was quite nice. And here is our second bot, which is Thunder Goddess, big hair, bigger heart. This is going to really test my Norse mythology knowledge as well, because I think God of War is... Oh, I just randomly died there. I think God of War is based on Norse mythology, right? So could that have been Freya? Not sure. I do have bits and bobs of Norse mythology knowledge, but I don't know God of War if they stick to it or sort of take their own path. Not a clue. But as I say, it's definitely a franchise I would like to get into. So on a side note, if you have ever played God of War, let me know what you think of it. So we have a big chest here with a puzzle piece in. We do still have 2 puzzle pieces to find. And I've just got rid of all their treasure, never mind. So let's move on. This is a pretty cool mechanic. And there's lots of different ways to go here again. So we decide to go this way to the tortoise with the tree on its back. Now I do remember that that is to do with Norse mythology. I didn't want to do this, but we have to tip it upside down, which I did not want to do. But there's a bot under there. These are all themed from God of War. Valkyrie Queen, the Witch of the Woods no more. Sounds really intriguing. Now I was trying to tip the tortoise back the right way up, but you can't, unfortunately. I felt really bad. Unfortunately you can't. There are also these birds throughout the level. I don't know what their relevance is, but we will come across something a little bit later. So I don't know if you needed to knock these down, but I did. I don't think it's necessary. I didn't know if you could get on top of them, maybe. I don't think so. Again, we have these birds. So let's move over here. This is pretty cool. I'm gonna go up here first, even though we should have gone up here at a later time. But even though I'm not entirely sure what this means, this thing that's coming up, I do think is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and pull this up. Look at this. Now one thing that's interesting here is you see those little fans that came up, the coloured fans. For Astro's Playroom you had to blow on the remote controller for those to do anything. In Astro Bot I haven't come across any scenario where you have to blow on the controller yet. So I don't know if it exists in this game. So this is our fourth bot, Thunder God, big hammer, bigger belly, so I'm assuming that's Thor. Yeah, so there was, like I say, a mechanic in Astro's Playroom where you actually blew into the sound part of the controller. I haven't come across that in Astro Bot once yet, so I don't know if it's a mechanic in the game or not. So that thing is pretty cool. Again, probably a reference. So I'm guessing we're going to move on. And of course for this thing you have to wait until it's taken its head off. So we're now going through here. And this, oh, let's kill him. This is what I meant about the birds. So as you can see, 4 are lit up and 4 are not. So I assumed that meant I had to find 4 more birds on the level. So I did look for them because they're all up on this tree, look. So I did look for the 4 more birds. See, that makes 5. Oh no, that's a bot, sorry. So we have a bot here. Smartest man alive. When it comes to wisdom, there's always... I don't know what that said, it was too quick. So I was going around the level looking for these birds. There's our second puzzle piece. And I just couldn't find any more. So I don't know if something happens with that tree or not. I have no idea. Nothing needs to happen in order for you... Oh, there's one, look. But I couldn't find all of them. But nothing needs to happen in order for you to finish this level. So I don't know if that's a trophy. I'm just not sure. So if you see me looking up a lot, that's because I'm looking for these birds. And I think, but don't quote me, you'll see in a minute, that that is actually the last one I end up finding. So I'll have to look, maybe it's a trophy, I don't know. But again, if you see me looking around a lot, that's because I'm looking for these birds. And again, I do keep breaking these, but I don't think I need to. So let's head up here. And unfortunately I did die there. So I do think this is a really good level, really nice level. And clearly you don't need to know too much about God of War to have fun with it, because I certainly don't. So he helped me get rid of them, so thank you very much. And then I get rid of these snowmen, which I felt really guilty about. I didn't want to do that. So let's move on here. And this is yet another bot. So let's see who this is. Just have one more to find. Dwarven blacksmith. The only thing bluer than their skins is their language. So I'm assuming in God of War, dwarves are blue. No idea. So again, I'm still looking around for those birds and I just couldn't find the rest. So if anybody knows the significance of the birds, then please let me know. Now this made me feel really sad because there's a bunny on that log, right? Watch what happens. This is not my fault, right? I didn't mean to do this. We have to spin the log with the bunny on it and then throw it. I think not. I didn't mean to hurt this bunny. Look, I was very upset about that. I didn't want to hurt a bunny. So again, I'm just still looking around for those birds, but I couldn't find them. So we're going to move on. Again, one bot to find. I think there's one more puzzle piece to find as well. I think. And here we have it. Here's the puzzle piece. But I promptly go ahead and die because I didn't realise you had to keep that pressed down. But at least I got the puzzle piece, eh? So again, just one bot to find. And there's not too much left of this level. So we'll see how we get on. Once again, looking for those birds. And like I say, if you are a God of War fan, you'll have to let me know how you feel about this level. I really like it, but obviously know very little about it. So this was tricky. I know I had to get up there. I wasn't sure how the game wanted me to get up there. So I kept just trying to jump this. And it takes a little bit of time for me to actually get up there. I couldn't figure out how the game actually wanted me to do it. So this takes a little bit of time, like I say. But I do eventually manage to figure it out. So again, I'm not sure if that's what the game intended, but that's the way I got up there anyway. And here we have our final bot, which is Dwarven Artisan, strong metalwork, weak stomach. So that enemy down there respawned. So I'm assuming it wanted you to freeze him and then jump on him. So it was probably the better way to do that, but never mind. I got up one way or the other. So now we have to go across here. Pull this out. Got a nice chunk of coins there. I'm again still looking for those birds. I thought I saw one in the distance, but it's too far away to hit, I think. So I don't know if the birds have any significance at all. You'll have to let me know if you know. And up we are to sort of a boss, a little bit of a boss. And this is Nidhogg. Nidhogg? Not sure how you say it. Not too hard to figure out this. Again, sorry if you can hear any cars in the background. With that, we have to grab his tail, but I did just miss. And with that, we have found another part, another ship part. So this is our second ship part, the mothership SSD. So let's go ahead and do this. And with that, I think that level is 100% complete. But it is taking us back to the crash site. So as always, we have to fix this part, so let's go ahead and do that. So again, this part is really fun to do with the controller because you can feel the controller moving and the sound and everything else, really fun. So we'll go ahead and get this part fixed and see what we end up doing next. And with that, the part is all done. We just have to get it into the PlayStation, or the mothership, sorry, the ship. And in it goes. That's the second part all done. Lovely stuff. So we are back at the crash site. This is going to do all the bots we have so far. We have 111 out of 304. I was going to say 306. This has unlocked, which is a place for you to colour your controller. Let's see what it says. The dual speeder garage is open. Get in and give your dual speeder a whole new look. So that's what the controller is called, a dual speeder. And we're nearly done with this as well. We have a cutscene here. So with that, that's actually going to be the end of this episode. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, Embers.